Hey everybody, I'm going to just do a quick video on how to do today's assignment in case you have to do it without me. Remember, eighth graders, my seventh period class, I will not be able to be in class today because I have a meeting. So you will do this on your own. Hopefully this video will help. Okay, so I have it in classwork and it's going to be Tuesday the 12th, comma rules and Comma Rules Review. So I'm going to go there and open it. You can see that it's a PDF. So I'm going to open up the PDF. And y'all know this goes really, really slow at night. And also when I'm recording. So sorry. But look at my cursor. It's like a magic wand cursor. Yeah, that's so me. Okay, and then it does have the opening Cami option, and usually it comes up here too. I'm just going to click this opening. There it is. So you can do it here, open with, and it can be annotate with Cami, or you can open it with Cami here. So I'm going to open it. And there are a couple ways that you can do this. Um, well, when it loads, I can show you. Come on. More and more teachers using Cami. I think it's becoming popular. Okay, so you can either write using I guess it'd be the drawing, or you can do text box, whichever you prefer. I can show you both. So for text box, of course, you can, if you want to change the color, that's fine. I recommend no white, no yellow. Those are hard for me to see. Possibly no gray. But if you want to do purple, I don't care as long as this work is getting done. And then you just click where you want your box, and then I can type. Okay, I'm going to take it off because I'm afraid that it's going to affect your assignment. And I don't want it to. Okay, so that's how you do your text box. If I wanted to do drawing, look, they even have a pink option there. I could be like, write my name. Obviously, this is going to take longer and it's harder for me to read. But like for the word parts of it, you might be able to type, and then maybe for the commas that need to be placed, you could probably do a little drawing. I would change it to where it's pretty tiny though. Maybe I don't know, maybe a 2 or a 1. I don't know how that's going to look. But anyway, it's going to tell you up here. Let me highlight. Should I highlight it? I want to do purple. I want to do different colors. Here's the first rule right here, okay? So use commas to separate items in a list of 3 or more. We have done this before. It says, remember, any item may refer to as a noun, a verb, or adjective phrase. And then usage of a comma to separate the second to last from the last option item is optional. I still do this. So basically, if you have 4 things in your list, you need 3 commas. If you have 7 things in your list, you need 6 commas. You will need 1 less comma than you have items listed. Here's your example. I need to buy eggs, milk, lettuce, and bread. There are 4 items listed: eggs, milk, lettuce, and bread, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have 4 things listed, I need 1 less comma, so I need 3 commas. So they put, I need to buy lettuce, comma, milk, comma, lettuce, comma, and bread, period, right? That's how you do it. Let me see if I can zoom in. I think it's like, oh, whoa, what are you doing? Okay. I want y'all to really be able to see. Okay. So number 1 says, Carlos wants to visit Paris, Italy, Germany, and China. Remember, this is the rule that I'm working with. So I see a list of things. It's a list of countries. It's or I guess cities. Paris, Italy. Okay, well, countries and cities. Paris, Italy, Germany, China. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things listed. I'm going to need one less. Um, I need one less comma. So that's 3 commas. So this is where the drawing one might come in handy. Paris, comma, maybe. Didn't I pick it? Oh, it's on stupid highlight. Things that happen late at night when you're tired. Paris, comma, that's all you have to do. That's fine. Italy, comma, Germany, comma, and China. 4 things listed, 3 commas. My favorite colors are blue, red, and pink. 3 things listed, 1, 2, 3. One less comma, so how many commas do I need? I hope you said 2. So you'll need one here and here. Okay? I'm going to undo these answers that I put. Okay, so you do 1 through 6 that way. I'm going on to the second rule, which I will highlight. And it says, why didn't I highlight? Oh, no, I don't want to highlight all that. What's this doing? Oh, no. Look at all this stuff. What's it doing even? Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Let's try again, shall we? Why does it want to highlight everything? I don't want to highlight everything in the world. And it doesn't want to highlight. Well, y'all see that I have it clicked. Maybe it doesn't like it zoomed in. I don't know. Okay, but let's pretend that I highlighted that. I'll zoom out just a little bit and try again. Oh, look, it's loading, it said. Whatever. I really want this highlighted. I'm very determined. See, it worked. Good. Okay, this one you also know. You do. This is actually fanboys. They're just in the wrong order, but this is fanboys. So it says the comma should go, oh, it says use a comma to separate independent clauses. So an independent clause is a fancy word for, or a fancy phrase for complete sentence when they're joined by the following conjunctions. Conjunctions are what bridge the two together. So the comma should come before the conjunction. Don't get that confused. A lot of you get confused with before and after. Here's the example. I want to buy the new jacket, but it's too expensive. I do see my fanboy here, right there, but okay, so let's look and see if this is a complete sentence. I want to buy the new jacket. Could I put a period there and it would be a complete sentence? Yes. Let's look here. It is too expensive. If I capitalized it, would that be a complete sentence? It is too expensive? Yes. These are independent clauses. That's exactly what it's talking about. It is a sentence that could stand on its own. So you have your fanboy that connects the two. So let me undo. Where's my little undo button? It's not going to let me undo anymore. Oh boy, I don't even know what this is doing. So my comma is actually going to go there and it would look like this. I want to buy the new jacket, but it's too expensive. There's the undo button. Yay. Okay. In this example, there are 2 independent clauses, which is what I went over. The clauses are separated by a comma before the conjunction but. So that's what you're going to do here. On number 1, it says we can go to the zoo or we can go to the movie theater. I see the fanboy here. The fanboy is or. Okay, and if you forget, they're up here listed. Um, let's see if, because it's not always true. So let's see if this could be a complete sentence by itself. We can go to the zoo, period. Is that a complete sentence? Yes. We could go to the movie theater, period. Is that a complete sentence? Yes. So those are 2 independent clauses. It is joined by a fanboy and the comma goes before the fanboy. Let's look at number 2. They like chocolate, but they like vanilla better. I see a fanboy here. So let me see if this is a complete sentence. They like chocolate, period. It has a subject and a predicate, so it is a complete sentence. Let's look at this one. They like vanilla better. Subject, predicate, complete sentence. Here's my fanboy, so it's going to go before the fanboy. Okay? That's all you're doing. Moving on. I'm going to go to my highlighter and see if it wants to function. Rule number 3. Use a comma to separate a dependent clause, that means that it cannot be a sentence on its own, from an independent clause or a sentence that can be on its own. Here are some examples. When I get older, I will be able to drive. So if I look at this part, when I get older, that's not a complete sentence. I will be able to drive. That is a complete sentence. So that's your dependent, meaning it needs something else, or your independent means it can be by itself. If you are good, I will buy you a toy. If you are good is not a complete sentence. It's really not. I know people say it and you hear it, but it does not have, um, let's see, it has a subject. It doesn't have a predicate. It doesn't tell us what's going to happen after. I will buy you a toy. That is a complete sentence. So here's your example. Without water, the plant will die. Here's your dependent, meaning it's not a complete sentence by itself, without water. But the plant will die is a complete sentence. So your comma is going to separate the two. Let's look at number 1. In 5 minutes, the building will be closed. In 5 minutes is not a complete sentence. The building will be closed is a complete sentence. So my comma is going to go here. When I get home, I'm going to brush my teeth. When I get home is not a complete sentence. I am going to brush my teeth is a complete sentence. So your comma would go there. Okay, I'm going to undo. And if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind and watch it again. Let's look at rule 4. Use a comma to separate any words or phrases from the rest of the sentence that is not essential. Essential means, let's see if I can type this in there. Essential means necessary or needed. Okay. I'll just put that little note there. And then, so this is called an appositive phrase. Um, Anything that you don't have to have, it's extra information. I always say bonus information. Um, it should be separated by a comma before and after it. For example, my brother, a 26-year-old male, is watching TV. I could take this out and it would say, my brother is watching TV, and that is a complete sentence. The part where it says a 26-year-old male is extra. So it's going to be separated by commas. Let's look at 2. Amy Rivers, my best friend, is going to the mall today. I could take this out and say Amy Rivers is going to the mall today, and that would be a complete sentence. But if I say which Amy Rivers, there's more than one Amy Rivers. Which one? It's Amy Rivers, my best friend. She's the one that's going to the mall today. So that's your extra information. And then number 3, I am ready for Dad, a hardworking man, to come home. I could remove this and it would still be a complete sentence. I am ready for my dad to come home. That's fine. But we put this extra information in there that told what kind of person Dad is. Here's your example. My mother, on the other hand, does not like chocolate. What is not necessary is this part right here, because I could say my mother does not like chocolate, right? And that's a complete sentence. So the comma will go before and after that phrase. My mother, comma, on the other hand, comma, does not like chocolate. And that changes how we read it, which makes it make more sense. Let's look at number 1. Daniel Garrison, a farmer, wakes up very early. What information is not needed? It's not necessary. You should have decided it's a farmer, right? Don't mark that out though yet. I'm just showing you. Daniel Garrison wakes up very early. Okay, so that what's left is a complete sentence. So what should I do with a farmer? I should put a comma here and a comma here, meaning I could take that part out. Anything within the 2 commas I could take out. Tanner, my teacher, is wearing a gray shirt. What information is not needed? Hopefully you said my teacher. If I just took that phrase out, it would say Tanner is wearing a gray shirt. I don't need it to say my teacher, but it's nice to have some information sometimes on people. So I'm going to separate that with comma. In other words, if I took everything within these commas and removed them, I would still have a complete sentence remaining. Okay, let me get rid of all this and move on. Okay, let me highlight. 5, use a comma to separate a quotation from the rest of the sentence. Quotation is when people are talking. That's how we know when we're reading something that somebody is saying something. Here, they're used with quotation marks, right? So, I'm going to show you where the comma should go. We need to buy more sugar. Somebody obviously said that, right? But then they did not say she said. But then they did say, notice it starts back up before it runs out, right? So we need a comma to go here to separate what she said from the actual words she said. And then we need a comma here to separate what she's physically speaking again. Okay? That sounded very confusing when I said it. Okay, let's look at number 1. I am tired, he muttered. What did he say? Look for the quotation marks. He said, I am tired, right? He did not say he muttered. So the comma is going to go here. And I'm just going to have the 1 comma. He said, we need to lower taxes. What was physically said? Look for the quotation marks. He physically said we need to lower taxes. He did not say he said. So I'm going to put the comma here. And I'm going to do the third one with you on this one just to show you how it is when it's split, like our example above. If I don't wake up in time, he whispered, I will be in trouble. So your first part, of course, in quotations, that's what he said the first time, and then the second time here. So if I don't wake up in time, comma, he whispered, comma, I will be in trouble. Okay? Let me get rid of those and move on to 6. We're almost done. We're almost done. And then I can go home. Okay. Use a camera. That's fantastic. It is 9:10 at night already. Use a comma to separate an introductory element from the rest of the sentence. Now remember, an introductory, let me see where my text box is. Introductory means to introduce. And we know that you introduce in the beginning. Think about when you're introducing someone or something, you have to introduce them, hopefully, if your manners are very good, before you start letting them talk to people that don't know them, right? You should always introduce somebody. So it's something you should do at the very beginning. Your example says, hi, how are you? So you're looking at an introductory element, something that's at the beginning. Look what's at the beginning, hi. So you're going to separate hi from how are you. I could have how are you by itself. I could capitalize that and have that by itself. But I put hi in there to introduce, right? So it'd be hi, comma, how are you? Let's look at number 1. Yes, I would like more water, please. I could take this out and it would be a complete sentence. I would like more water, please. But I put that introductory element in there, the word yes. So I'm going to separate it with a comma, meaning I need a pause there. Yes, I would like more water, please. Number 2, sorry, we do not have enough room. I could again take this out and capitalize and say, we do not have enough room, and that is a complete sentence. However, I put that introductory element into it, which is the word sorry, and I need a pause after it, so I'm going to put that comma. Sorry, we do not have enough room. All right? Easy breezy lemon squeezy, right? Okay, moving on. Markup number 7. Okay, so use a comma to separate the name of a city from a country or a state. Example, I live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I happen to know that, well, my first clue, let me tell you this first clue, look at these capital letters in the middle of this sentence. There's a reason those are capitalized. They are capitalized because they are proper nouns, which means they are specific names, which means those are probably places, city and state. Does that make sense? So Chapel Hill is the city, North Carolina is the state. Okay? So what I need to do is separate the city from the state or country. Chapel Hill, comma, North Carolina. Right? It does not want to undo. Okay. Look at number 1. We are moving to Spokane, Washington. I know Spokane is a city. Washington is a state. I need to separate the two. Cool? Moving on, I believe this is the last rule. Use a comma, hopefully you know this one. Use a comma to separate the week, the month, or the day, the month, and the year. So depending on what information you have, depends on how many commas that you have to use. Let's look at number 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's look at the example. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 1943. So you know this kind of a date here, April 18th, 1943, right? Your comma is going to go here for that one. But since we have Thursday involved as well, I need to separate that one so that it says today is Thursday, April 18th, 1943. All right. Let's look at number 1. Tomorrow will be Sunday, December 2nd. I see a date here. It does not have a year, so I'm not going to have a comma after it. It does have a day of the week, and I need to separate these two. So I'm going to put the comma here. And let's look at 2. George Washington was born on February 22nd, 1732. What I'm seeing here is just what we are used to, a regular date, right? So I'm going to put the comma behind the day of the month. I'm going to do number 3 with you as well. I will be 16 on Tuesday, the 6th of July, 1582. This one's written a little bit weird. So I do have a day of the week. I do have a day of the month. And I do have a year. It's just written differently. Okay. So what I'm going to do is separate those accordingly. I have 3 things that I need to separate, so 2 commas. Tuesday, comma, the 6th day of July. It's just a different way to say July 6th. All right. Okay, let me see if that was it. Oh, let me keep erasing. Okay, let me see if that was it. Oh, that is it. Oh, I did a lot of those for you. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Make sure that you finish today and submit. Make sure that you have finished iStation. I need that done because it's due from the district, or the district is requiring me to require you to do it. So I need that completed. And then I also need your, what is it, data collection and your reflection and goals done. Make sure you get those things done. And I will see you on Wednesday. Bye, y'all.